Hello everyone, welcome back to Think Sharp Alley, where every turn leads to a smart solution.
Today I'm sharing 3 HOTS case study based questions from the chapter Circles, a chapter that many students fear. Mathematics, in my view, usually moves in 3 stages. First, we build basic skills so that students gain confidence. Then we do exam level practice so that we perform well in exams. And then the third category, where thinking level questions, where the diagrams refuse to speak immediately, where lots of critical thinking brainstormings are involved to solve that question. That is where real mathematical growth begins. And what I've designed today belongs to this third category. YouTube already has thousands of easy tricks, board pattern questions, but almost no content for students who genuinely want to think. So there is this huge space right now. So let me be very honest with you. This video is not for everyone. If geometry scares you, you may skip it. This video is for students who genuinely love mathematics. Not marks, not tricks, no shortcuts, just thinking. The questions that we will discuss today are a little uncomfortable at first, but that's intentional. That's exactly will make your brain think and exercise a little bit more. So if you're ready to think deeply, so let's begin with our first question.
Alright, here is the first question, and before we prove anything, let us understand the diagram properly, because if the diagram goes wrong, the proof will take the revenge. So we have an equilateral triangle ABC inscribed in a circle. So let's lock one fact immediately. All sides are equal. Each angle of the triangle is equal to 60 degrees. No discussion, no debate over here. And let P be any point on the arc BC opposite to A. That means P is a point on the minor arc BC. And D be a point on AP such that AD is equal to BC. That's interesting. Lengths from two completely different places are equal and is already marked in the diagram. Now we have to prove that angle ABD is equal to angle CBP, which means this angle is equal to this angle. Now if you closely observe the diagram, you will see the angle given and the side equal given. The angle that we have to prove, and the side equal given, they are the part of two triangles. If somehow we can prove these two triangles congruent, we can say that these two angles are equal by CPCT, that is corresponding parts of congruent triangles, right? So let us have a look. We also have this side AB is equal to BC. So we have understood which triangle we have to work upon. Triangle ABD and triangle CBP. Can you find out 3 relations, equal relations in this figure? First is obviously AB is equal to BC because triangle ABC is equilateral triangle. Second, AD is equal to BC. And what about the third one? Now this BP segment subtends two angles in the same segment, that is on the circumference of the circle, which is at A and at C. Which means these two angles are equal because they are the angles in the same segment. So we can say that the two triangles are congruent by side angle side. And these two, since they are the corresponding parts of congruent triangles, they are also equal. Now we have to prove angle DBP, which is this complete angle. Angle DBP equal to 60 degrees. So in order to prove this, we have already proved this part. These two angles are equal. And if I add this common portion, that is angle DBC, to both of these angles, let's see what we are getting. Now we already have these two angles equal. Angle CBP is equal to angle ABD from A part 1. Now if we add that green portion, angle DBC on both sides, what do we get? So let us see this part, angle CBP plus angle DBC, which means this pink and this green portion. So we are getting exactly this entire angle, angle DBP. And if I add angle ABD with angle DBC, that means this pink portion and this green portion, we are getting this complete angle, that is angle ABC. But angle ABC is already equal to 60 degrees, right? Because triangle ABC is equilateral triangle. So angle DBP equal to 60 degrees is proved. Now we move on to the last part. We have to show AP is equal to CP plus BP. Now in order to do that, we have to first understand what is given to us, CP. CP is equal to AD. So we can see entire line AP can be broken into AD plus DP. Now AD is already given equal to CP. So can we prove DP is equal to BP? Then we are done. So now our focus shifts into this triangle DBP. Because we got to prove DP is equal to VP. Let's see what are the things that we already have. We have already proved that this part BD from part 2, BD is equal to VP. And also angle P is the angle subtended by the segment AB, and AB is also subtending angle C, which is 60 degree, which automatically means this angle is 60 degree too. So let us write these things down. So we have in triangle DBP, these two angles, this angle is also 60 degree and this angle is also 60 degree, right? So the sides opposite to equal angles are equal, so which means BB is equal to DP. But in part 2, we have already proved BD is equal to BP, so I'll replace this BD by BP, and that is equal to DP. So now do you remember, we just had to prove DP equals to BP, and we are done. So AP, or let us just bring this part over here, right? So AP is equal to AD plus DP, which is equal to CP plus, and in place of DP, we'll put BP, and it's proved again. So see, it's clean, done. There is no heavy formulas, just clean understanding of the diagram and the properties of circles. Now get ready for the next challenge. Okay, this is question number 2 of our 3 HOTS question, and this one's interesting. Let us read the question through. ABC is an isosceles triangle with AB is equal to AC. Alright, so these two are equal. With AB as diameter, circle is drawn which cuts BC at D and AC at E, which is already shown in the diagram. Now moving to the first question, if BD is equal to 2 cm, we have to find CD. Now here let us join AD first. Pause and think for a second. What do you notice? AB is the diameter, so angle ADB is equal to 90 degree because it is an angle in a semicircle. Classic circle property. Now since triangle ABC is isosceles, so the line drawn from the vertex A to the base BC will bisect the base, that is BD will be is equal to CD. Obviously you can also prove this formally by showing these two triangles are congruent, but visually it's already clear. So since we have BD is equal to 2 cm, so CD is also 2 cm, and just like that, part 1 is done. Now comes the fun geometry part. Here we have DE as half of AB. But what is AB? Isn't it our diameter? So half of diameter means DE is equal to the radius. And let us join a DE and with the center. Let's mark the center as O. So DE is also radius, OE and OD are also radius. So triangle DOE becomes an equilateral triangle. So angle DOE is equal to 60 degree. Now remember a golden rule of circles? Angle at the center is double the angle at the circumference. So this angle, angle DAE, is subtended by the same arc DE, which is subtending angle DOE. So if this angle is 60 degree, this angle becomes half of 60 degree, which is 30 degree. Now we'll look at the triangle DAC. We have this angle 30 degree, again this as 90 degree, and angle C is what we have to find out. So we can apply angle sum property in this triangle to calculate angle ACD, which is equal to 60 degree. So if ACD is 60 degree, angle ACB is also 60 degree. Second part, that is A part 2, is also done, completed. Now we are going to delete the marks on the diagram so that we can move to question number part B and understand it clearly. Now if you see part B, they have asked if DE is parallel to AB. So in case DE is parallel to AB, I know it's not looking parallel, but let us just assume. Here they have said if. So let us just assume that these lines are parallel. In case these lines would have been parallel, then we have to prove that the triangle ABC is equilateral. Remember, we already have these two angles equal because it is an isosceles triangle. Let us number the angles so that it becomes easy for us to follow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. Now for part B. First of all, in triangle ABC, it is isosceles, right? So AB is equal to AC. This is already given to us. And we know angles opposite to equal sides are equal. So angle C will be equal to angle B. That is angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Now ABDE is a cyclic quadrilateral. Angle 2 will be equals to angle 4 because exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to interior opposite angle. But DE is already parallel to AB. That makes angle 1 and angle 2 also equal because they are corresponding angles. So here we go. We have angle 1 is equal to angle 2, that is equal to angle 4, and angle 4 is equal to angle 3. So in triangle ABC, all of the angles, angle A, angle B and angle C, all are equal. So that makes triangle ABC equilateral. Now for the last question, we have to show that triangle CDE and triangle CAB are equiangular. So no parallel lines are given, and hence I have deleted DE parallel to AB that I had marked in the diagram. But we still need the angles that we have marked over here. Angle D is not marked. Okay, let's mark it. Okay. Now I'll use the same theorem of cyclic quadrilateral, that the exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to interior opposite angle. So that makes angle 5 is equal to angle 1, angle 2 is equal to angle 4, because angle 2 and angle 5 are the exterior angles of this cyclic quadrilateral. So an angle 3 is common angle of the two triangles, right? So I've written angle C is common, and angle E is equal to angle B and angle D is equal to angle A. So that makes the two triangles equiangular. And once again, this question is completely solved. So that's how geometry quietly turns a complicated looking figure into a very beautiful result. Now that our brains are warmed up, the next question will feel a little lighter. Okay, this is the last question, so stay with me. First things first, step 0 is to read the question and stare at the diagram. So before touching angles, planes or brains, read the question, look at the diagram, because half of the geometry problems are not even hard, they are just misread. So we are not solving what we imagine, we are solving what is given to us. So AB and AC are two equal chords of a circle, right? AB and AC are equal, which is already marked in the diagram. And since AB and AC are equal, obviously angle B will be equal to angle C. Isosceles triangle rule, so no arguments over here. And AP and AQ are two other chords that cut BC in R and S, which is also marked in the diagram. And we have been given that angle ABC as 42 degree and angle QAC as 23 degree. We have to find angle AQC over here. AQC. So what is the most obvious move? Yes, join QC. Because geometry loves joining lines at the right moments. Okay, now look carefully. Angle AQC, which is this angle, is subtended by the segment AC. Any other angle subtended by the segment AC? Yes, angle ABC, which is 42 degrees. So directly these two angles are equal because they are in the same segment. So part A done, clean. Okay, now let us move on to part B, where we have to find the value of angle QCA. If I mark, QCA is this entire angle. Now for this, we are going to join BQ. As soon as I join BQ, you can see we have got a cyclic quadrilateral ABQC. So in the cyclic quadrilateral, we know opposite angles are supplementary. But before we apply that, can you tell me how can I find this angle? This angle is subtended by the segment QC. If you can find any other angle which is subtended by the same segment QC, if you've guessed it 23, then you're correct. So this angle is also 23 degree. So we will get entire angle QBA. So angle QBA is the sum of these two angles, which is 65 degree. Now in cyclic quadrilateral ABQC, opposite angles, that is angle B and angle C, are supplementary. So their sum is 180 degree, and we already have angle QBA. So angle QCA will be 180 minus 65. That is 115 degree. And we are done with part A and part B both. Now let us move on to the part C. That is, we have to prove that P, Q, S and R are concyclic points. Now to prove 4 points concyclic, we just need one thing. If we can somehow prove that this angle, that is angle P, is equal to angle S, which means exterior angle is equal to interior opposite angle. So that would prove that PQSR are concyclic points. That means it's a cyclic quadrilateral, right? So our focus is on proving these two angles equal. First, angle P. Angle P is coming from the segment AQ. And from the same segment, angle QBA is also coming up. And angle QBA is equal to 65 degree. And in order to find out angle S, we can use, yes, I've removed that blue mark. Now remember, since AB is equal to AC, if this is 42, this one was also 42 degree, right? And this S becomes an exterior angle of the triangle SCA. So angle S will be sum of the interior opposite angle, that is 42 plus 23. So in triangle ABC, AB is equal to AC. So that is what I've written over here. And in triangle SAC, we are applying exterior angle property to find out angle ASR. So angle ASR is also 65 degree. So angle APQ is equal to angle ASR, and hence we can say PQSR are concyclic points. Now, if you see the second part of part C, we have to prove angle QPR is equal to angle RSA. So QPR is this angle and angle RSA is this, which we have just now proved. And hence we have completed entire question. So that completes our 3 HOTS case study based questions on circles. I strongly recommend that you try them once more on your own, because understanding shows up only when you solve independently. And if you have found this helpful, share it with your friends. Subscribe if you have liked this way of thinking, and let me know in the comments which part or which question challenged you the most. I'll try to bring those types of questions more. And okay, that's it. I'll see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.